and welcome to this new meeting of Lea Ceramiche. Today I'm not going to introduce a new collection, but rather I would like to introduce you an absolute novelty at world level. We are talking about a dry laying system that is unique, innovative and revolutionary. This new dry laying system is called Slimtech Easy. So in case you have any questions, any doubts about this meeting, so I invite you to write an email to marketing@leaceramiche.it, and at the end of the meeting we will reply to all your questions. So now I'm going to explain briefly what Slimtech Easy is, its applications and its targets, so who we are catering for with this new laying system. So first of all, what Slimtech Easy is. It is the first dry laying system without any glue for the ceramic sector. We can say that it is a floating floor. Many other materials are commonly laid with this technique. For example, wood producers, laminated producers, and also there has been a lot of attempts in the ceramic sector, but all of them failed. We learned from the errors of our pioneers, let's say, of this technique, and our colleagues of the research department have been working for more than 2 years testing this new system, studying and testing it also physically. And so we wanted to achieve this goal, that is to base this system on 3 main pillars. And we achieved this goal for all the 3 pillars. So first of all, we wanted our system to be resistant, to be economical, and to be easy. And it works, and it works well. We achieved all these goals. Its resistance is also certified by an external body. We received the ASTM certification, or Robinson test, that guarantees the quality of the performances of our floor. And we are pretty sure about what we are doing. So we also filed a patent application for this new technology. So the attempts made by our competitors in the ceramic sector failed, also because they were not easy at all. Our system, as it will be explained by my colleagues later on, is really easy to use. That is why we decided to call it Slimtech Easy. Later on, we will also have a look at the economical side of the benefits that this system can bring, both in terms of time and also in terms of saving, economic saving, when we are installing a floor. So the 3 pillars that I would like to underline are, this is a really resistant system, it is economical, and it is easy to use. So let's talk about the applications, the uses that are, well, the best ones for this system. First of all, I would like to mention shops, chains of shops, the so-called key accounts. Just think about fashion boutiques. We can say that they are forced to renovate their concept every 3-4 years. And usually they are doing this, changing the finishings, the lights, but they never change the floor, for the reasons that I mentioned before about housing. Of course, we are going to have a very long waiting times, dust, broken materials, and so on and so forth. While this system also allows these chains to change their look, replacing the old floor and replacing the old floor with the Slimtech Easy. So they can use our Slimtech tiles and they can lay them with the Slimtech Easy system. So this is a huge advantage. We already mentioned about housing, both in terms of refurbishing without demolishing. So, but the system can be also applied to new buildings, to bars, restaurants, hotels, and so on and so forth. Then we would like to target a new channel. That is temporary shops or pop-ups, as well as trade show stands, because the ease of use, the cost-effectiveness of this system allow us to use our Slimtech tiles also fairs, events such as fairs, trade shows that last maybe 1 week or even, well, a very short time. Finally, let's talk about the target groups we want to focus on with this system. First of all, designers and contractors. Contractors are relying on designers. So it is obvious that designers are always looking for innovations, something that can make their jobs easier. So they're looking for nice and easy to be used things. So I would say that offering a Slimtech Easy to this target is a good strategy for sure. Then another category we want to target are installers. Installers, of course, they will save time, therefore money, using this system, because the time required to lay 100 square meters, for example, will be significantly reduced. After installers, we have end users, and we are going to launch some dedicated campaigns to end users to explain the ease of use and also the huge advantages of this system. Well, some of them have been already mentioned, and they will also be further described by my colleagues, so that we can focus on specific points. And finally, resellers. Resellers are the heart, the core of our business. So when we're going to explain Slimtech Easy to resellers, well, I'm sure that they will understand these huge competitive advantages. And now I would like to make a very simple example. A user that goes to a reseller wants to buy some wall tiles for his bathroom. Why don't you change the floor as well? This could be the question. And the end user will answer as before, the same reasons. So too much time, too many debris, I don't want to have any dust in my home. So now the reseller could persuade him by saying that you can have a new floor without demolishing and avoiding all these issues that you are mentioning. So I'm sure that for all those targets, for all those applications, my initial statement that Slimtech Easy is a revolutionary system at world level, it is certified, resistant, and unique, so is going to be confirmed. I hope that my introduction was clear enough. Anyway, I would like to say that we are here. We will be pleased to address all your questions. And now I'm going to give the floor to architect Marco Grisendi, who's working in the research center. And it was him, personally, together with other collaborators, to study and to have this Slimtech Easy system certified. Thanks to everyone, and see you later. Okay, so let's start describing all the features of Slimtech Easy. In particular, which are the components of the system and how the system is used. So the components making up the Slimtech Easy system are three: Slimtech 5 Plus, the silent mat, and the filler silicone. Before describing in detail all these components, I would like to tell you the secret of Slimtech Easy. The secret of Slimtech Easy is a Slimtech 5 Plus. Slimtech 5 Plus are laminated porcelain stoneware slabs in large size and thin thickness, and they have a fiberglass mesh at the back. So why is this the secret of the system? Because Slimtech Easy only works with Slimtech 5 Plus slabs. With all the other slabs, it doesn't work at all. So why is our ceramic product so special? The reason is the combination of two elements, the production process and the application online of this reinforcement mesh at the back. The production process is special, starting from raw materials, but especially as regards pressing. Slabs are pressed for more than 1 minute on a steel belt so that we can achieve a uniform and homogeneous pressing in order to disperse completely air. The results are really compact slabs without any tension, and they are also more elastic. The application of the fiberglass mesh at the back is made online. And this is really important because it guarantees the result and the full control on all the pieces that are put on sale later on. The result are slabs with excellent resistance. And there is a huge difference between a material done in this way online and a material in which the mesh is applied on demand. So this was a Slimtech 5 Plus. So let's have a look at all the other components. Silent mat. The Silent is a polyurethane decoupling vegetal mat. So let's have a look at it. It comes in rows of 10 square meters, so it's 1 meter wide and 10 meter long. The weight is 1.5 kilograms per square meter, so one roll is 15 kilos. How is the mat made up? It includes 3 layers. The body of the mat is a mix of polymers of vegetal origin and aggregate. This mix, due to its physical characteristics, provides a suitable grip so that the Slimtech tile, once it is placed, cannot slide on top of the mat, but it can be removed. The tile can be removed quite easily. The second element is a transparent film that is removed, that has to be removed before laying. So it's just used to make the packaging of the roll easier, and also helps the work of the installers, because I lay down the mat, I can just walk on the mat without any problem and can remove it as I'm laying the slabs. The final component is this very light film that is located at the back of the mat. This is really important because it allows the decoupling from the support beneath. The mat actually prevents the movements in the subfloor from being transmitted to the floor above. So the element, once the film has been removed, allows the tile to be placed, and the tile will not slide. Even if I push it, it doesn't slide, but it can be easily removed. So let's see the advantages of the mat. So first of all, Silent combined with the tile shows an excellent soundproofing performance. Not only the mat, but also the combination allow us to achieve the reduction of 1 delta LV of 17 decibels. So technicians will really appreciate it. It's a very interesting value. But we can explain it by saying that it reduces footfall noise 16 times more than a traditional floor that is glued. It is a decoupling system, so it allows me to preserve the existing floor. As Andrea was saying before, I can lay tiles on top of an existing floor in case we want to keep it. If, for example, I want to recover the floor beneath, well, I can do it. So here is another important advantage. The floor will be nicer because since the floor is located on a floating system, I'm not forced to recreate the contraction joints in the subfloor in the floor. And the same applies for expansion joints. So as a result, the floor will be jointless and therefore nicer. the final aspect for the silent mat is that both the mat and also Slimtech have excellent thermoconductive characteristics. So the system is really suitable for heating and cooling floors. So this was the silent mat. Now let's move to filler. Filler is a silicone-based sealant. It has been studied and produced together with one of the world leaders in the construction sector. The benefits that we can achieve with the filler sealant is that together with Slimtech we can create waterproof floors. So we have a steam barrier with Slimtech, and the sealant provides a solution for all applications, also for wet environments. Durability. We started our research from a silicone that is used to make construction joints on external facades. So they have to withstand sudden temperature changes, and also they have to resist to ultraviolet rays. Then, starting from this point, we took some further steps, and we achieved an ideal result in order to create floors indoors. And finally, the sealant is absolutely mold-proof, so as well as it is waterproof. So that is why it is perfect for for wet environments. So the system includes the three components: Slimtech 5 Plus, the silent mat, and filler silicone. Very easy, and also the procedure, let's say, is quite simple and immediate. There are three quick steps. So we roll out the mat, we lay Slimtech 5 Plus without any glue, and you apply the filler silicone, and the floor is finished. Now we're going to show you a short video that explains all these steps so that you can understand how the system is easy and quick. So welcome back. Together we watched the video from the installation of the Slimtech Easy system across the three phases. So we saw that the silent mat was rolled out, Then the film was removed quite easily. Then we place the Slimtech 5 Plus material that sticks to the surface without being glued. So it's very simple also for the installer to make some adjustments while he's laying the material. 2 mm spacers, and then we apply filler, the silicone for the grouts between the different materials, the different sizes. So also cleaning was shown. Once the cartridge is finished, we just rinse with water and soap so that we can remove the excess silicone. So let's say that cleaning after laying, that is quite heavy and troublesome in glued floor, it's minimized, and the floor is ready to be used. It is workable just after a short time. At the end of the video, for the installation, there was also something very important for the Slimtech Easy system, and it is shock resistance. So I'm referring to the stapler that drops down without damaging the surface of the material. So the material is completely intact. So in order to show you this really important aspect of the Slimtech Easy system, we're going to have a live demonstration, a short test, so that we can show you how resistant is this system. As Andrea was saying in the introduction, Slimtech Easy makes the material even more resistant than the same material when it is glued. And we can actually check this. Now I'm going to find my tool. It is a steel ball, and this steel ball is weighing 500 grams, that is half a kilo. It is used inside equipment that measures shock resistance to punctual impact on a surface. In this case, we are talking about ceramic tiles. The name of the test is impact test, as you can see in the slides. The equipment is quite easy. The ball is attached to an electromagnet. Then the material is located on the bottom. It is placed freely on the bottom. And then we remove current. The ball drops from the height, for example, of 20 centimeters, and then we can check the behavior of the material. So now we can do the same with two different materials. First of all, this is a porcelain stoneware of good quality. The thickness is 10 millimeters. We can say that most of the material sold has the same thickness. So it is a porcelain stoneware that has all the characteristics to be an excellent material. It is very vitrified, little absorption, high resistance. And now we're going to check the behavior of this material in case of any punctual impact with the ball. So let's drop the ball from about 20 centimeters. And now we can see that the material is completely broken. And this happens because the material is resistant in itself, but it is a vitrified material, so it behaves like that. It will break. Now we're going to repeat the same test on Slimtech 5 Plus. So here is a slab of waterfall dark flow, something I think you know very well. 5 Plus means that at the back there is a fiberglass mesh, which is really essential for our system. Now I'm going to place it on silent, and then we can carry out the test from the same height, 20 centimeters. You can see that the material is completely intact. No damages. And also there is no chipping on the surface. So it looks like that it was not damaged at all. As I was mentioning before, this material, this system is much more resistant than a traditional material. So as we said right at the beginning, the Slimtech Easy is more resistant than a glued floor. So now let's start, let's increase the distance. Instead of 20 centimeters, let's start from 1 meter. So let's drop it. So the impact has been considerable, but the material is completely intact. There is no damage on the surface, not even in the specific point where the ball hit. But perhaps you may think that this steel ball is just a tool for to be used in laboratory tests, and that maybe in the real world this cannot be recreated because in real life other types of objects may fall, may drop. So let's repeat the test now with a hammer. So now I'm going to ask Marco and Andrea to help me. Here we are. I just leave the stage for a second. This is something that may happen in a live show. Sorry about this. Stay still, please. Well, now here is an object that is much more common. It's a hammer. And now we are going to repeat the same test as before. So we take our porcelain stoneware, the same thickness, 10 millimeter. So again, it is a porcelain stoneware with a good resistance and a good quality. And I'm going to hit it with my hammer to see how the material reacts to the punctual impact. So the blow is not going to be too strong. Starting from a standard height, you can see that the material breaks as before. So after a punctual impact, the ceramic material behaves in this way. Now we can repeat the same test on a Slimtech 5 Plus. So here's our product. In this case, it is a silver flow. So you can see here the fiberglass mesh on the back. And Marco explained its functions very well before. And now we're going to hit it, but increasing the distance and the strength as well. So as you can see, nothing happens. And again, the material is completely intact. And it is not even scratched on the surface. So now you may ask, which is the secret? What is the secret in order to understand the reasons for this behavior? Well, actually, there is no secret. Maybe the only secret is Slimtech Plus itself. As we explained before, the uniqueness of this product lies in the compacting process when we are producing laminated porcelain stoneware. And also there is another strength, that is the fiberglass at the back. So we can imagine the puncture, we can compare the punctual shock as a stone that is thrown in a pond, in water. So the impact caused by the stone is going to be distributed to the sides. At the same time, the impact is going to hit the surface of the material. The fiberglass mesh absorbs the load of the punctual impact and is going to distribute it to the sides of the tile, and where it meets the filler sealant. And the sealant is going to further disperse the impact load. Okay, perfect. Excellent. So this was the impact test. And now I would like to recall and remind you all the main advantages of our system, of our floating dry laying system, Slimtech Easy. First of all, as we mentioned before, the strength, the exclusive advantage of this system in comparison with other dry laying system in the ceramic sector is the great resistance. It has a superior resistance to the punctual shock. We gave full evidence of this. And also, this is thanks to the decoupling effect of silent. And is also resistant to the slight movements in the subfloor, therefore in the screed. Then we also have other exclusive advantages from a technical point of view, because we can say that the grip of the material provided by silent and also provided by the fiberglass mesh ensure the full stability of the product on the surface, that is not going to move. And the filler guarantees also the complete water tightness that is well beyond, much higher than any cement grout. The product is certified. Slimtech Easy system has been certified. ASTM C627. It is an international standard. We also have a pending patent application. We are also making some checks on the warranty that we can provide on this material. So it is a really safe system. We have been doing research for many years, and it has been tested in our environment, in our facilities for many years. The material is lightweight. We are talking about 13 kilos per square meter, as against 20 kilos approximately per square meter of traditional porcelain stoneware. Then you have also to add some kilos of glue, let's say 5 kilos, so it's 25 against 13. So you can understand that being so light, it doesn't add weight to the structure, and also helps the installers because it's able to lay the material more quickly. And also it can be its job is also safer thanks to the fiberglass mesh. A very key point is that this system is really environmentally sustainable, much more than the traditional laying systems. First of all, it is like that because of the intrinsic characteristics of Slimtech 5+, because it is much more sustainable than ceramics with a traditional thickness, because it consumes less raw materials, there are less emissions due to the production cycle, and you can also transport more square meters at a time, considering that the thickness is lower. And then we can be part of this so-called circular economy. So the material that is installed and laid can be removed without any effort. We just have to remove it. We just have to lift it, and we can just remove the filler silicone with the cutter on the edges, and then it is ready to be reused. So the life cycle of the product is endless. And Slimtech 5+ can be used laying after laying for all environments. So just think about the benefits we can achieve. This can provide, especially in commercial environments. And now let's have a look at the economical side. So if we compare consumables, that is glue and grouts, as against filler and silent, let's say that, of course, it depends on the material that we are going to choose for the additional laying, but on average, we can say that the costs are more or less the same. So in terms of materials, the cost of the laying is the same, but there is also another economical advantage, because laying is much quicker. On average, laying time is reduced by 40%. And on top of this, the commissioning is virtually zeroed. Because, of course, the ripening of glue and grout require 14 days, while in the case of silent, we have no glue at all, and the curing of the silent only requires about 10 hours, to be really precise. But after 1 hour, we can say that the film at the top is virtually dry. So also the commissioning times are reduced to 0, and also setup is quite easy. It is practical because we are not forced to remove the pre-existing floor in case we want to keep it, and so there are no demolition costs. We decided to call silent in this way because it provides this huge advantage of silence. The noise level of the laying system is 16 times less compared to traditional glued laying. And finally, the final result is also nicer for two main reasons. The first one is that there are no expansion joints, so there is no difference between one grout line and the other one, and everything can be laid with filler. You can seal everything with filler. The second reason is that we are talking about the 5+ range. It is a range of laminated stoneware of Slimtech. The thickness is 5 millimeters with the glass fiber, the fiberglass mesh, something that is available in our catalog. And the mesh is standard. It is applied in the factory. It is not applied by an external supplier. We have 5 collections. One for cements, they take care. Then we have a single color effect, absolute, a stone effect, waterfall. And then we have a wide range of marbles, timeless marble, a design project, naive. And then, so we have a really varied offer to start promoting this material, and a wide range of sizes. All the sizes can be laid with the Slimtech Easy system. There is just one precaution for laying. It's important to choose a continuous type of laying. So we decided to recommend not to use a staggered laying. These are the only limitation, restriction for the laying, because all the sizes can be laid with our system. So 5 collections and more than 60 items. Excellent. So this was the end of our presentation of Slimtech Easy. Now, we received many questions that were sent to our email, our marketing email. I really encourage you to keep writing us, because there will be time to address all your concerns. So in order to address your questions, I would like to ask Marco Grisendi to come here, so that it can also help me to move the table, so that I can also find the questions. Thank you. So here we are. So I have here a selection of the questions that we received. Some of them are really interesting because they allow us to focus more on some aspects that we overlooked, perhaps. So how many square meters can be grouted with a filler cartridge? It depends on the size of a Slimtech 5+ that we use. The smaller the size, of course, we have more grouts to be made, and so the cartridge will last less. Vice versa, in case the size is larger. For your convenience, in the technical sheet, there is a table matching each size with the number of square meters that we can do with a cartridge. So everything is written there. Is it possible to lay Slimtech Easy system outdoor? No. This is a limitation, let's say, is a characteristic of the system. It's only for indoor, not for outdoor. How long does the mat last? and it can be reused after removing the floor. This is a key point, because it allows us to focus on the fact that there is no adhesive on top of the mat. If there was adhesive, once the adhesive is cured, it becomes dried and it cannot be reused. But let's say that the physical characteristics of the mat provide grip don't change. So if I'm doing a laying and I decide in a number of years to remove and install other tiles, other slabs, I can do it. I can do it without any problem because the characteristics are the same over time. They don't change. So let's say that we invest only once in the mat, and then everything is possible, even if you want to renovate the floor. Just have to use the cutter, as you said, to cut the grout. Then you remove the slabs, and then you remove the silicone, the excess silicone, and then you can lay the new slabs. It's possible to use a Slimtech with a heated floor. Maybe they are asking in case of a pre-existing or a new floor. There is no problem at all, thanks to the thermoconductivity characteristics of the mat and also of Slimtech, together with the very low reduced thickness. You can use them in any cases, because in 7 millimeters the transmission of the heat is really immediate. So it is suitable for a new floor, but with a new screed, but also for an existing floor. Excellent. Is it possible to use Slimtech Easy on a wooden floor? Yes. So the indications that are given for the characteristic of the support, how it has to be in order to lay Slimtech Easy, are the same that are required for all the different types of laying. Let's talk about, for example, a laying with glue, with parquet or linoleum. So the minimum requirements are always the same: flatness, of course, and everything is written. So let's say that provided that the characteristics are the same, we can apply it to all different supports. And here is a final question. It's not very clear to me. Maybe you can grasp it. It's possible to use a Slimtech Easy system on top of a raised floor? The question is right, is correct. Because in case you want to renovate offices with a raised floor, for example, the 60 by 60 quite ugly floor, and you want to renovate the offices part. So in this case, of course, with the system, it is more difficult to inspect everywhere, because with the 60 by 60, you can just lift it and you can see everywhere. With the system, you cover everything, so you should remove the slab for inspection. But it is possible. If you want to solve the inspection issue, since you have, of course, to remove the silicone and to relay tiles, what you can do is to create some preset inspection points so that they can be used for this purpose. Excellent. Thank you, Marco. I think, Andrea, this is the end of our presentation, so I give you the floor for a final greeting. Thank you for your attention. And this gives me also the opportunity to wish you happy holidays, since we are already in the month of December, hoping to see you soon. So thank you again for your attention, and happy holidays. Goodbye. Bye-bye.